Have you ever wanted to know how many consoles it would take to be able to play every single video game out there? Now, I know I just said every single video game, but I'm really only talking about Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo in this one. So, that's what we're talking about. Let's start off with Xbox. Xbox is... There's really not much to say about this. Of Xbox's whole series of consoles, there's 4 total, and you really only need 3 of them. You would need the original Xbox, the 360, and a Series X. This is because Series X is able to play Xbox One games, so you don't need that console, and the 360 can play almost every Xbox game, but not every single one. There's some that it can't play, and for that reason, you would still need an original Xbox if you wanted to be able to play every game on there. Hopefully that, now you have an idea of what I mean with this video. We're going over how many consoles you could cut out and still be able to play every game in the catalog, due to backwards compatibility and stuff like that. Next up, PlayStation. This one's a bit more interesting. So, we'll start off with the handhelds. There's the PlayStation Portable and the PlayStation Vita. And you need both. There are some games that were released for the Portable that are not, that were never available for digital purchase. And because of that, those games that were physical only are not playable on the Vita, because the Vita takes cartridges, whereas the PSP took the UMD discs. Talking about the consoles is where it gets interesting, because right off the bat, we can just get rid of the PS4. You need a PS5, because the PS5 can play PS4 and PS5 games. So there's that, no PS4 needed. And you actually only need one other console, this being the PS3, because there are models of the PS3 that are backwards compatible and can play PlayStation and PlayStation 2 games. So they are rare, they're a bit more expensive online if you want to get one, but the least amount of consoles you would ever need is just, you would need the PS3 and the PS5. So you cut down 5 whole consoles into 2. Plus the 2 handhelds, but that's whatever. And yeah, okay, there's also the VR and the VR2. Those are kind of consoles, kind of accessories. It's up to you if you want to count those. I probably would count those, but for the sake of simplicity, we're gonna ignore those. And now, on to Nintendo. So Nintendo, you do need a lot of their systems, but we'll go over. Let's start at the top. You need an NES, an SNES, N64. We can't skip anything with those 3. You just need all 3 of those. Then we get to the GameCube, and the GameCube only plays GameCube games, but there's also the Wii. The Wii can play GameCube games and Wii games. And then there's the Wii U, which can play Wii U and the Wii games. And so, of these 3 consoles, the ones we're going to keep, because we need to keep 2 of the 3, we're going to keep the GameCube and the Wii U. We don't need the Wii. The GameCube can play GameCube, the Wii U can play Wii, and there's a reason why we're taking the GameCube over the Wii that I'll explain in a second. So, now we're at NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U, and then we also, of course, need the Switch. So that's all the consoles you would need. Of their 7 consoles, you would need 6 of them. Actually, I just forgot, there's also the Virtual Boy. So throw that in there. Of their 8 consoles, you would need 7. So, there you go. But they also have a lot of handhelds. There's the Game Boy Color, Advance, the Game Boy Micro, the DS, DS Lite, DSi, DSi XL, there's all those. And here's the deal. Of, of their wide selection of handhelds, you only need the 3DS. And the reason for this is a big one. The 3DS is able to play DS games. If we had a DS, just a standard DS, we would be able to bypass having a Game Boy Advance because it can play Game Boy Advance games. The 3DS can't. So, the reason we're keeping the 3DS is because we don't need to worry about Game Boy at all, any of them. Because we took the GameCube at the start of this. The GameCube has the Game Boy player, and in which you could play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. So that nullifies all of their handhelds, except for the DS line, in which case you only need the 3DS. So, of their gigantic lineup of consoles and handhelds, you would need 7 of their 8 consoles and just 1 of their handhelds. Hey, this is the end of the video. Just before it ends, I want to just give an update. It's been over a year since the last upload. I plan to upload more. I'm gonna try to upload maybe once a week. We'll see if I keep up that schedule. I doubt it'll work, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, the last video was over a year ago. It was the Games of the Year tier list. And I fully intended to make a follow-up for just last year's games. And I made the tier list, but I just ended up not making the video. I think I'll probably throw up a picture of just the tier list of what I thought of last year's games right here. I don't know if I'll make a video. I probably won't, but if I do, I mean, there's the tier list. You can see what's on it. I think I'm gonna try to stick to these shorter videos. I don't know if it's obvious, but I didn't really have a script for this one. It was more just me rambling. I kind of like I had an outline of, you know, like what to talk about and stuff, but for the most part I just kind of, it was off script. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. See you in a week, maybe, hopefully.